To keep you updated on the capital and financial markets, here is a recap of what happened. The asset management industry is overlooking what promises to be a major new environmental, social and governance risk: biodiversity. A fresh analysis by non-profit Share Action found that only 10% of the asset managers it surveyed say they have a dedicated biodiversity policy covering all their portfolios. Even the top-performing asset managers in the survey have a biodiversity blind spot, often failing to take into account the protection of important habitats such as forests, rivers and oceans when managing their investments, said Dr. Claudia Gray, head of financial sector research at Share Action. The Securities Commission Malaysia and the Securities and Exchange Regulator of Cambodia signed a memorandum of understanding to facilitate greater regulatory, enforcement, and supervisory cooperation between the two regulators. This is in light of growing globalization and cross-border activities of regulated entities or persons in both countries. The MOU, which covers cross-border enforcement assistance, regulation, and supervision of capital market intermediaries, and the facilitation of licensing information, will strengthen collaboration in areas of mutual regulatory interest. In addition, the MOU also addresses capacity building and human capital development, as well as the exchange of regulatory expertise and technical knowledge to facilitate and encourage the development of the respective capital markets, in tandem with the continued growth and development of both Malaysian and Cambodian capital markets. The SC chairman Datuk Seri Dr. Awang Adik Husin said as connectivity between ASEAN markets grows, increased regulatory cooperation between authorities becomes imperative. Malaysia's government hopes to spur the economy with a slew of measures, including tax cuts for the middle income group, spending to digitize small businesses, loans for green technology startups, and topping up the savings of employees' Provident Fund members who have very left for retirement. The government plans to spend 1 billion ringgit to help micro, small and medium enterprises to digitize their business, extend 2 billion ringgit of loans to support green technology startups, and contribute 500 ringgit to the EPF accounts of fund members in the 40 to 54 age group who have less than 10,000 ringgit left. The plan to top up EPF accounts didn't impress at least one fund manager at a local asset management firm, who dismissed it as merely a populist move. While I was relieved that Anwar did not give in to pressure by other politicians to introduce targeted EPF withdrawal schemes, I find this move not playing a role to improve the state of Malaysia's pension system, he tells Asia Asset Management, speaking on condition of anonymity. Bursa Malaysia and Maybank will co-host the 21st installment of Invest Malaysia on the 8th of March in Kuala Lumpur. The forum, which is Malaysia's largest annual capital market gathering, is expected to attract an estimated 1,000 local and foreign fund managers, attending in person and online, with an estimated total asset under management of $10 trillion. Themed, Reshaping Malaysia's Narrative, Strengthening Resilience and Sustaining Growth, IMKL 2023 will provide an in-depth look at the strategic approaches and measures introduced in the recent retabled Budget 2023, which will support Malaysia's long-term efforts to achieve sustainable development and economic growth. The conference will be inaugurated by Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim, who will deliver the keynote address, which is expected to focus on the country's efforts to achieve high-income nation status while adhering to the values espoused in the Malaysia Madani concept. The recent budget reinforces Malaysia's commitment to fiscal reform while addressing key concerns investors have when making investment decisions. The absence of a prosperity tax from this year's budget also bodes well and encourages Malaysian companies to aim for higher earnings, thus raising their attractiveness to global investors, said Datuk Muhammad Umar Swift, Chief Executive Officer of Bursa Malaysia. U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission Chair Gary Gensler has taken aim at crypto exchanges once again by questioning their status as qualified custodians for investment advisory funds. Based upon how crypto trading and lending platforms generally operate, investment advisors cannot rely on them today as qualified custodians, Gensler said. To be clear, just because a crypto trading platform claims to be a qualified custodian doesn't mean that it is. The SEC chair said that recent crypto bankruptcies highlighted the need for updated custody rules. When these platforms fail, something we've seen time and again, investors' assets often have become the property of the failed company, leaving investors in line at the bankruptcy court. The latest remarks by Gensler could add further confusion for institutional investors and advisors in regard to cryptocurrencies held with exchanges. There are still questions about which exchanges make the cut as qualified custodians and which may need to comply with rules to qualify. FIMM will be part of the upcoming financial planning workshop by My Money and Me. FIMM Senior Manager of Professional Development and Services Shahrul Nizam Zainul will be presenting a talk on investing your future with unit trust and private retirement schemes. To sign up for this free workshop, visit mfpc.org.my or scan the QR code on the screen. This has been the FIMM TV Weekly Recap. Be informed, stay updated. Be sure to like, share and subscribe.